taking the cages and taking them off to the Kruger Park boundary without the Kruger Park knowing and letting them go there. And things like that, you know, they really tried to conserve. It wasn't a question of just wipe them out.
Yeah.
And,
Leopards are no longer here, which is the gist of the story. Oops. Okay, this is to the Soutpansberg Commando. Excuse me. Boredom.
I'm going to lock the car because when we're done here, we're going to take a short walk around and look down into the valley where
Okay.
we can't happen.
Oh, here he is, not Hess, Hirse. In honour of Reverend Hirse and his unnamed Indabelly driver, who were both shot dead in the vicinity the afternoon. Yeah, I'll grab it. Wonderful smell here. Okay.
Now, there's apparently a disease in these trees, and that's what caused that one to fall down behind you.
Yeah.
And I was saying to the present,
Oh,
he's not the owner anymore. He's he's a young qualified vet,
yeah.
veterinary surgeon, and he was employed somewhere. And when this black family claimed this farm, it's more than a family, it's a tribe. When they claimed this farm, they offered him a job to look after the cattle that were here. As you can see, the herds of cattle here. And they paid him a hell of a lot more than what he was earning working for a fellow vet.
Wow.
So he's here, and I told him that we're going to lose our monument if this thing, well, it might not break the monument, but it won't be able to visit it anymore. I just want to show you, if I can. You see, the latex has already stopped flowing.
Right.
Normally when you cut that, there you can see it coming out there.
Oh, the white, yeah.
That white latex, which is sticky, and
Right.
and it is well known that if a crow makes its nest in here and you want to get the eggs out to have crows in your garden, don't climb up that tree because you could lose your eyesight.
Something's been scratching here too, by the look of it, digging.
There was a termite hill here.
Ah,
So it could have been started by maybe an ant bear or something like that.
okay.
Let's look at the English on the other side.
Yeah.
This was in honor and remembrance of the members of the Soutpansberg Commando who served their country and region before, during and after the Anglo-Boer War
Yeah.
until closure in 2005, which we actually had the official closure here for the parade. Unveiled by Brigadier General C.J. Boardman. Now this was a nasty thing that happened here. This guy, he was retired, and he was the general, the commanding officer of the entire northern region of the Soutpansberg Commando.
Mm.
And I contacted him because we had members of the Soutpansberg Commando from all around here, from Messina, which is 100 and something k's from here, and from Vivo, which is almost the same distance, and from down in the Lowveld. And they were all coming, and there must have been about, probably I'd say close to 100 Soutpansberg Commando members here from the whole region.
Yeah.
I happened to be going through to Pretoria about 2 weeks before this happened, and he asked me if I could bring him my Bushveld Carpenter's book, which I did with my compliments.
Yeah.
Waited for 3 or 4 hours in a restaurant, and finally he arrived. Gave it to him. The night before the unveiling, he phoned me and he said, could we change the date? I said, we can't change the date. I said, the date is already date was already engraved. This thing was already fitted in its position.
Yeah.
I said, why? Is there a problem? He said, I don't feel well. I'm not coming to Lutuko tomorrow.
Oh,
He was going to come that evening to spend the night here at Lalapanzi.
yeah.
And Inga said to me, it's late and the guy's not here yet. And that's when he phoned me. This here is an interesting thing. That signifies the western cliff of the Soutpansberg range.
Right.
And because it's called the Soutpansberg, the salt pans which are on that side, these are the Hebrewic symbol for salt. Now that unfortunately they couldn't.
They scrubbed it off.
No, they couldn't. The engraving was too tight. That was our motto: Impendium impenetrabilis,
Right.
which is the commando's logo, if a slogan.
You can see it on
And
this
no,
side.
I don't think you'll see it anywhere. We didn't get it.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yes, there it is. In
Impendio
small. You see, okay, now
in-
that was a reverse engraving, which was much better.
Right.
What they did here, I don't know, because when we got it, it had that mark across there, as though it had light sandblasting or something like
Right.
that.
Okay.
So that is our logo, and it's in green with yellow. The center part is green.
Yeah.
So that's our regimental. And then here, this is the Battle of Flickenpond.
Huh.
I've called it a battle because of the numbers that were involved. In commemoration of members of the Soutpanspoor Commando and Commandant General C.F. Beyers, the only battle fought by the Soutpanspoor Commando against the British forces on home ground and in which they were victorious. I think those are rather pompous words, but it is the truth. Unveiled by the officer commanding of the Soutpanspoor Commando, Lieutenant Colonel Fred Wolf, he's still around.
And this is the mural or painting in the museum back at...
That's what I'm going to show you now.
Yeah, great.
Right. And
Okay.
first of all, what is the definition of a battle? Is it the number of people involved, or is it the number of people who are killed? Because there were not many people killed down here.
No.
I mean, more are killed in a minor motor car accident than what happened down here.
Yeah.
So I was told that it is more likely the number of soldiers involved in trying to kill each other or trying to shoot each other.
Right.
The confrontation. So Beyers had estimated in the vicinity of probably around about 250. I don't think he had as many as 300. Around about 250 guys he had here.
Yeah.
He came here to where we're going to walk now after the piano playing episode. And then from here he moved out immediately. Unfortunately, you can't see the hill even from where we stand because of the cloud. He moved towards Heinertsburg, which is west of Zanin, right up into the mountains there. That's
Yeah.
where he moved to. Well, that is where my grandfather, because Beyers came short with, there were hundreds of Colin Brander was there, and a whole lot of Colonel Lyle. There were a whole lot of big shots, and they had men all over the mountain. And the Soutpanspoor Commando was they lost there, and they actually surrendered there
Right.
because the peace treaty was already on the table. And they were taken to Petersburg, and they were put in the concentration camp accommodation, which had been vacated because of Beyers' attack at that concentration camp to release the men.
Ah, yep.
So there was all this accommodation there, and that is where they were. And I think they were there for I think it was 5 or 6 days, and the peace treaty was signed, and they were told to go home. And then here, oh no, this is the same as in you see, this is what I put in over, and that one was stolen. I put this on.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
nice.
that.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
didn't realize this one was fortunately still there. And
What-
then this Hendricks,
what's impendio mean?
impendio means an impediment. Like the mountain is the impediment.
Oh, I see.
An impenetrable.
Little brass
That-
plaque there.
No, you can't really read that. In fact, the owner of the farm, the Hendricks family, he and his 2 sons built this monument for us. He didn't want cement or anything. We just supplied him with these things.
Right.
And he said they want nothing. It's an honor for them to be involved in our heritage. And he said that just for the future years ahead or centuries ahead, whatever, he just wants to indicate that they are a Christian family. Also,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
full
There's
Afrikaans
a
Christian
cross up there. Okay, good
So
thinking.
let's take a walk down here.
Okay.
I'm taking my walking stick because of
Yeah, that's a good walking stick.
a new procedure that I had a little while ago. It's not 100%.
Was it carved for you by the natives?
What's this?
The stick, yeah.
Yes.
It's a beauty, look at it.
Yeah, it was actually given to me when I left. When I left my teaching, they gave me a whole lot of things
Right.
when I left.
Okay.
So hopefully there are not too many leopards around right now. But,
Well, if there is-
that Sophia, her name was Sophia's goats.
Yeah.
They eventually had a whole lot of dogs,
Oh, yeah.
yapping dogs around.
That's what you need.
Them probably 4 or 5 who lived with the goats
Yeah.
in their corral at night, and then we spent the day with the goats.
I'm surprised there's still litter. Like there's a bottle there. I thought we're in the middle of nowhere.
No, there's litter everywhere. Everywhere. We are a terrible nation for litter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, as we were leaving Port Edward, there were all those bales on the side of the road.
Yeah, what's in that?
That's recycling. That's one guy who's seen the light.
Black plastic bags.
All sorts of things, yes, and tins and whatnot. Don't stick them in.
Yeah.
So Bayers,
Bags.
he camped somewhere here because with a metal detector, this pheasant guy who's on the farm, we obviously didn't go to be there to meet us. Carrot Hendricks, he had a metal detector that he borrowed from somebody when he was still at school.
Yeah.
And he found all sorts of things around here
Yeah, right.
that indicated that somebody had camped here. You know, like a
Oh, yeah.
pocket knife and a spoon,
Yeah.
a tablespoon,
Yeah.
and odds and ends like that.
Yeah.
And as his father said, they were third generation on this farm and they never knew anybody was camped here.
No.
So it must have been Bayers, and most of what they found was down here.
All right. Yeah.
So
This is a little copy, maybe.
yes, a little copy.
Okay.
And this looks down into the Spelonken, the wilderness.
Yeah.
And on a good day, you can see the glow of the lights at Heinesberg, or the good night, I should say.
Wow.
Other than that, we won't see much today, I don't think.
Yeah.
They have kudu on this farm. We've often seen kudu from the top there.
Right. Wow. I'm going to get a great view.
This is a lovely scene.
Yeah.
I mentioned Ray Martin,
Yeah.
who is one of your very well-known
Yeah.
radio announcers,
TV.
whatever. I
Yeah.
don't really know what
He's on TV. Newsreader.
newsreader.
Yeah.
And he stood up here,
Wow.
and
Ray Martin was here, folks.
the owner of ZZ2, the Fonseca brothers, they have a helicopter, and they flew the photographer who was working together with
Oh, yeah.
what did I call him? What's his name?
Ray Martin.
Ray Martin. They flew back, and it was sunset. The sun sets about.
Yeah, that would be a great shot.
And they hovered the helicopter here.
Yeah.
And Ray stood up here and he said, "So this is the wilderness where our men came to fight the English, the Boers rather, and the Anglo-Boer War." But he didn't say anything about the fact that it was virtually open land down here.
No.
You know, there was very little, and you'll see in that painting in the museum that the artist has sort of shaded this so that you're not too sure, is it grassland or what is it?
Yeah.
There's the road in the distance up there
Yeah.
where the column came down.
All right.
And so up in this, let's stand here.
Don't know if you can see that track.
So
Right, so we're
I knocked that cup. Fortunately, it didn't break.
this is the where we just were. We
That's
were